Kowalski analysis.
Here's my story. I'm a Muslim man of 25 years old. I still haven't had a single relationship in my life by choice with a woman of any kind. Here's the problem. I could have had relationships, but decided not to and not have one. And now I'm in a phase of life where I'm about to finish my studies and I plan to focus a lot on finding a fine woman so I can share my life with. But I have some non-negotiables, criteria. I don't think that I'm picky in regards of choosing a mate, but one of them that is really important to me is sharing my life with someone who waited like me. Now, I don't say that women who had sex before are bad, but I just can't see myself with a woman that another man touched. So my question is, should I give up on this? Or if it is really important to me, and it is more important than you might think, should I stick with those standards? If I meet a lovely woman who has everything but that, should I dismiss her? What if I realize that later she was not who she pretended to be? Okay, so there's two parts to that question. Okay, first off, should you get rid of that if you want to marry a woman that waited? Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that desire at all. You want to marry a virgin because you're a virgin. I think that that is fine. I think that that's normal. I wouldn't say that if in your quest to find that woman, that if you meet someone and you fall in love with them, that you dismiss her because she's not a virgin, because you could have made a mistake up until now. You just haven't. And listen, kudos to you. How old did you say you were? 25 years old. Okay, 20, that's quite an accomplishment. But I wouldn't say that you would dismiss her because look, your head can't tell your heart how to feel. So if you fall in love with a girl that has had sex before, maybe she's had sex with multiple people. If you're in love with her, then that's something that you have to get over. But I do understand that. So I dated a girl, one of the last girls I dated before I rededicated my life. She had slept with a football player, one of the Ravens, right before we started dating. And I found out about it. She lied about it. We weren't together when it happened. She lied about it. And it gnawed at me. It bothered me because I was like, she just really went home with this guy one night and slept. To me, it was like not just slutty, but she was being naive. Like, because to me, someone that just goes and sleeps with someone famous is like, naive. Like, what did you get out of the deal? Like, he's famous. You just got fucked. Excuse my language, but you're not famous because you slept with him. You just slept with a famous person. So to me, it was something that gnawed at me and it bothered me. And I think ultimately it led to us breaking up because I ended up cheating on her. And I'm not saying that's right. I was clearly wrong. Anyway, but it was something that bothered me for several months before I acted out on it and in a drunken state, to be honest. But I don't think there's anything wrong with having that desire, especially because you waited. You know, I've said before, and sometimes I think it sounds a little sexist, but a guy doesn't want a girl that anyone could have had. He doesn't. Not a real man, not a strong man. He doesn't want a girl that anyone could have slept with. So there's a reason why, and liberals don't like to look at the real statistics. Like, I'm talking about proof. Women that have slept with more than 10 men have the highest divorce rates. This is not a faith-based study. This is real. You can Google it. So there's something to that. Maybe it's the pattern of the sleeping with them and breaking up where the oxytocin gets lowered and they don't stick to people. They don't have the intimacy that they should have. Or maybe it's just the fact that like they become less choosy about who they get into relationships with. Or maybe there's something to the fact that guys don't want to, like, they don't show them as much whatever as they're looking for because they were giving it out to everybody. I don't know. I'm not saying I have an answer, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I will go back to the fact that, look, if you're in love with somebody and they have a past, let's say before you're Muslim. Okay. For me, if I was to date a girl and before she knew Jesus, she went out and slept around, it might bother me a little bit, but I wouldn't disqualify her. Now, I'm also not a virgin, so I get what you're saying. So I would say it's okay to have a list. It's okay to have that standard, but don't stick to it completely because, again, your head can't tell your heart how to feel. So if you meet a nice girl and you feel strongly for her and you can get past that and overlook that, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.